Your kidneys silently filter hundreds of liters of blood every single day. Every heartbeat pushes blood through millions of microscopic filters called nephrons, structures so delicate that once they're damaged, many never fully recover. These filters regulate fluid balance, remove toxins, control electrolytes, and fine-tune blood pressure with extraordinary precision. Now imagine those filters being slowly burned, scarred, and choked of oxygen, without pain, without symptoms, without warning. That is how kidney disease actually begins. You don't need to be diabetic. You don't need to drink alcohol. You don't even need to feel sick. The real danger comes from everyday foods and habits, many marketed as healthy, that quietly damage kidney tissue at the cellular and vascular level. And here's the most alarming truth. By the time fatigue, swelling, pain, or urine changes appear, up to 90% of kidney function may already be permanently lost. Today, we interrupt that process early. We're counting down the top 10 kidney destroyers, explaining exactly how they damage your kidneys and what reduces the risk before the damage becomes irreversible. Starting with number 10, something millions of people consume every single morning. Number 10 is the high sodium trap, but not the one you've been warned about. This isn't about adding salt to real food. This is about sodium hidden inside ultra-processed products like canned soups, frozen meals, boxed sauces, deli foods, and restaurant dishes. Sodium is essential for life. It enables nerve transmission, muscle contraction, and fluid balance. The problem arises when sodium intake becomes chronically excessive and completely disconnected from potassium intake. Inside your body is a finely tuned sodium-potassium balance that regulates blood volume and pressure. Whole foods naturally provide both minerals together. Ultra-processed foods deliver massive sodium loads with almost no potassium. This imbalance forces the kidneys into compensation mode. To dilute excess sodium, the kidneys retain water, increasing blood volume and internal pressure inside the glomeruli, the kidney's filtering units. This creates hyperfiltration, a state where nephrons are forced to work harder than they were designed to. Over time, hyperfiltration causes microscopic tearing, inflammation, and scarring. Functional nephrons are gradually lost, often years before routine blood work detects a problem. Number 9 is a daily ritual quietly clogging your filtration system: non-dairy coffee creamers. Many people switch to non-dairy options, believing they're healthier or easier on digestion. But most commercial creamers aren't food. They're engineered emulsions made from industrial seed oils, sugars, and synthetic stabilizers. To create a white, creamy appearance, manufacturers use microscopic whitening agents and emulsifiers. These particles are small enough to pass through digestion and enter the bloodstream. Once circulating, the kidneys are tasked with filtering compounds they were never biologically designed to process. Because these particles aren't broken down like nutrients, they can lodge in kidney tissue, triggering chronic low-grade inflammation. At the same time, emulsifiers disrupt the gut's protective barrier, increasing intestinal permeability. This allows bacterial toxins to leak into circulation, doubling the filtration burden placed on the kidneys. What looks like a harmless splash in your coffee becomes a repeated inflammatory assault. If creaminess is needed, real fats like heavy cream, coconut milk, or butter are far less stressful for the kidneys. Number 8 is alcohol. Alcohol doesn't just burden the liver, it directly alters kidney physiology. It suppresses antidiuretic hormone, the signal that tells your kidneys to conserve water. The result is dehydration, thicker blood, and reduced renal blood flow. Thickened blood moves more slowly through kidney capillaries, increasing resistance and pressure inside the filters. Alcohol metabolism also produces reactive oxygen species, free radicals that damage kidney cells and surrounding blood vessels. Then there's uric acid. Alcohol, especially beer and sugary mixers, dramatically increases uric acid production. At high levels, uric acid forms needle-shaped crystals that embed in kidney tissue, promoting stones and inflammation. Chronic exposure accelerates kidney aging, even in people with otherwise normal lab results. If alcohol is consumed, hydration and moderation are essential protective factors. Number 7 shocks many health-conscious people. Green smoothies. Leafy greens like spinach and chard are nutritious, but they're also among the highest dietary sources of oxalates. Oxalates are plant defense compounds, not nutrients required by the human body. When eaten whole and cooked, oxalates are partially degraded and excreted. Blending raw greens concentrates oxalates into a liquid form that bypasses digestion. This creates a sudden surge of absorbable oxalates entering the bloodstream. In the kidneys, oxalates bind with calcium, forming sharp calcium oxalate crystals. These crystals irritate kidney tissue, promote stone formation, and trigger inflammatory scarring. Even before stones become large enough to block ducts, millions of microscopic crystals can embed in kidney tissue, reducing filtration efficiency. Cooking greens, rotating vegetables, and reducing raw volume significantly lowers oxalate burden. Number 6 is the diet deception, artificial sweeteners. Zero-calorie sweeteners are marketed as kidney-friendly alternatives to sugar. However, they introduce chemical structures that the body does not metabolize naturally. The kidneys must excrete these compounds unchanged, placing stress on acid-base regulation systems. Long-term intake has been associated with reduced glomerular filtration rates in observational studies. Artificial sweeteners also disrupt metabolic signaling. Sweet taste triggers insulin release, even when glucose never arrives. Repeated exposure promotes insulin resistance, damaging the tiny blood vessels that supply kidney tissue. This vascular damage reduces oxygen delivery and accelerates nephron loss. Natural non-glycemic options like pure stevia or monk fruit are generally better tolerated in moderation. Number 5 is processed meat, bacon, sausages, deli slices, and pepperoni. The danger is not protein itself. Protein is essential for tissue repair and immune function. The issue is chemical preservation. Processed meats contain nitrates, nitrites, and stabilizers that convert into reactive compounds during digestion and high heat cooking. They also generate advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These sticky molecules accumulate inside kidney filters, triggering immune responses, inflammation, and progressive tissue stiffening. Over time, this reduces filtration flexibility and accelerates kidney decline. Whole, unprocessed meats don't carry this toxic chemical burden. Number 4 is inorganic phosphate additives. Phosphorus is essential, but form matters. Natural phosphorus in food is absorbed slowly and regulated efficiently. Inorganic phosphate additives are absorbed almost completely and immediately. This sudden spike overwhelms regulatory systems. Excess phosphate pulls calcium from bones to rebalance blood levels. Calcium phosphate complexes then deposit in soft tissues, causing vascular and renal calcification. Calcified blood vessels lose elasticity, impairing pressure regulation inside the kidneys. This accelerates nephron loss and raises cardiovascular risk at the same time. If you see Phos on an ingredient list, it goes back on the shelf. Number 3 is consumed casually, but acts like a vascular clamp. NSAIDs, such as ibuprofen. These drugs block prostaglandins, chemicals responsible for pain and inflammation. But prostaglandins also keep kidney blood vessels dilated. When blocked, renal blood flow decreases. Oxygen delivery drops. Kidney tissue becomes vulnerable to ischemic injury. Dehydration or alcohol use dramatically increases this risk. Repeated exposure causes cumulative nephron loss that often goes unnoticed until advanced stages. Number 2 is industrial seed oils: canola, soybean, corn, and vegetable oil. These oils are chemically unstable and oxidize during high-heat factory processing. Oxidized fats trigger systemic inflammation and endothelial dysfunction. The kidney's dense vascular network is especially sensitive to this damage. Inflamed vessels narrow, reducing filtration efficiency and increasing internal pressure. Replacing seed oils with stable fats like olive oil, avocado oil, or butter significantly lowers oxidative stress burden. And the number one enemy of your kidneys is sugar, specifically fructose. Fructose doesn't just contribute to weight gain, it has a direct biochemical pathway to kidney damage. Fructose metabolism consumes cellular energy and produces large amounts of uric acid. Elevated uric acid constricts blood vessels, raises kidney pressure, and starves kidney cells of oxygen. Unlike glucose, fructose provides no direct cellular fuel benefit. It accelerates insulin resistance, sodium retention, and hypertension. 3 direct drivers of kidney disease. Liquid fructose is the most dangerous form. Removing sugary beverages is one of the fastest ways to reduce kidney stress. Your kidneys are remarkably resilient, but only if damage is interrupted early. Reducing these 10 stressors allows inflammation to resolve and filtration capacity to stabilize. Protecting your kidneys also protects your heart, your blood pressure, and your long-term energy levels. Which one surprised you most? The smoothie, the painkillers, or the coffee creamer? Let me know in the comments. If this helped, hit the like button. It truly supports the channel. And subscribe for more science-based health insights.